Good evening, viewers. Good afternoon, viewers. And today we are slightly late on our scheduled time. And today is 10th of October, the World Mental Health Day. And today we have with us a founder and the chief counselor of AMAL. And she's going to take us through the peculiar nature of the mental health and why it is so significant, why it is so important. And she's going to take us through her thought process on the mental health issues, challenges. And please welcome Ms. Naila Al Moosawi, founder and chief counselor of AMAL.
Good morning and greetings from the UAE, everybody, viewers. First of all, lots of apologies for the late start. We had a system glitch, and obviously this will be a recording, so we hope people will catch up and view it later in case they didn't make time. So sorry about this. I would introduce, first of all, myself. My name is Naila Al Moosawi, and I'm a founder of an initiative called AMAL Counseling for a Better Tomorrow. And basically, the services that AMAL provides is counseling for wellness within the community in the UAE, and we're targeting all our residents in the UAE, being expatriates or UAE nationals. We're a non-profit organization, which is really important to mention, and the purpose is to build a culture of mental wellness, of positive wellness within our community, and breaking barriers, cultural barriers, by asking people to step forward and serve themselves and having a positive wellness. So today I would like the session to be interactive as much as possible. I don't know how successful we're going to be. That will really depend on the viewers tapping in, but we will keep it open. And as and when I see the questions, we will answer it and make it a fun process, not a normal webinar, two-way, then a Q&A at the end. Let's see how this goes. So over to you, Sandeep. Thank you very much for hosting this on a very, very important day. And obviously we've been doing lots of things together. So this is one of a very important piece, particularly, I guess, this year in 2020 with all that has happened to us.
Thank you, Naila. And just to, before we commence our today's interactive session, mental health is one of the grave concerns of society today. And that's why we, on 10th of October, we celebrate the Mental Health Day. And Naila takes it as Positive Wellness Program. Every one person out of 10 is suffering from one or the other related mental sickness or a mental problem or positive side of, if you can say, I can say because I'm one of the person who has suffered the mental health issues. And I suffered from a lot of issues. One of them has been alcoholism. And almost for 10 to 15 years, I suffered from this illness. And for 3.5 years, I have been in and out of rehab. And thanks to an association called Alcoholics Anonymous, because of which I came out from this hopeless state of mind and body. And it's been around 15 years that I'm enjoying a very, very normal and positive and vibrant life. And thanks to this association. And I'm grateful for Naila to start this initiative called AMAL. There are a lot of fallacies, a lot of stigma which is attached to the mental illness, and most of the people, they hide behind the curtains of what others will say, what others will talk, what others will feel when I say that I have a problem or a sickness. This fallacy, this stigma does not allow us to come out of the closet and to own up and to start the process of recovery. Apart from facing the problem of alcoholism, I faced the issue of depression, bouts of depression, and I had gone to the extent of committing suicide. And I can say very proudly that the 15 years of being associated with Alcoholics Anonymous has given me a lot of strength, and I have come out as a better person, a better husband, a better son, a better son-in-law, a better employee, and a better friend, better neighborhood, and a better individual for the society. So I'm again saying it's an amazing initiative by Amal, and around a week before, I called up Amal and said that the mental wellness day is coming on 10th of October, so let's do a LinkedIn Live. And she was saying, yeah, let's do a LinkedIn Live. And then we started with this initiative, and I'm so grateful for her that she is giving so much back to the society. And Amal is one of such initiative, which is she is creating waves across Middle East, especially in UAE, to provide that platform for the people to come out and speak about their issues and the challenges. And this encouragement, this platform is going to go a long way because of a couple of things. One is she is extremely passionate about it. Secondly, it's a non-government institution, and it's non-profit institution. So it's a selfless help. And she has got a lot of people who has connected with this platform who are providing this selfless service. Now, giving you this background and learning about Naila, and now she knows about me because she doesn't know, a lot about me. So I wanted to say this in today's Wellness Day and surprise her with this. And I can see a smile on her face that makes it the topic more interesting. And we extend again our sincere apologies. There was a glitch in the StreamYard, and we were able to fix it. So we were able to bring a smile on Naila's face. So that makes this even successful. So the first talk and thought from Naila is, what is mental wellness, Naila?
First of all, Sandeep, you were very, very brave and bold to step forward and share this live globally on this platform. That truly defines you as an individual who has come to the wellness state. Yes, wellness impacts us as our families, our friends, our neighbors, our community, our jobs. So it's such an important piece, but the stigma is so varied on this that it's never looked into. So I would like to first I will talk about AMAL and my team towards the end, which is something very exciting. But I would like to, since this is a wellness day, let's give the topic and focus to the day itself. Now, first of all, we call it the mental wellness day. We have to, a lot of people have misunderstood, or it has misrepresented the word mental. So, and people do get offended with this word. So it is just associated with somebody who has lost their mind, or who has become crazy. That is not the case. Mental wellness simply means a healthy well-being of your cerebrum. When I say your cerebrum, means your brain to be healthy. Like you have other parts of the body, the organs, where the heart, the lungs, liver, kidneys. The brain is the most underestimated organ in the body that drives all the other organs. So this is really important that I wanted to start with the basics, because positive wellness has become like a tagline everywhere. Mental wellness become like a tagline everywhere. It is not a tagline. It is what people around the world are facing in many ways, and they are being affected, and which leads eventually to fatality. Now, having said this, how does the brain work? We need to understand that as a basic, and then we'll go more into wellness, why, and the how, and some stories. Now, as I said, the brain is the wellness of your cerebrum. It's the brain. It's the top part of your brain, which is right over here. This part gives information, this organ, this part of the organ gives information to other organs to be able to operate, and gives meaning to the organs as what is happening in your body. Thus, this is what that organ should do. So, for example, you're running down the street, and you're running fast. So the brain sends a message to your heart, asking your heart to flow, to pump more blood in your body. So that's when you start panting and breathing, and then it sends a message to your lungs that, Sandeep is running. Therefore, please take in more oxygen in the body to give his body sufficient oxygen. So therefore, he can strain and run as fast as he can, and allowing the heart to accompany the lungs to flow blood. So basically, the brain, our cerebrum, and the brain, which is the brain, is the captain of the ship. So it is so important. For example, can anybody tell me, when does your brain go to sleep? I'm just going to leave that question for a while. There, nobody's there. Sandeep, do you want to maybe share something? When do you think your brain goes to sleep?
Um, layman language, at night when we sleep.
Close. Your brain never goes to sleep. That is the only organ in the body that doesn't sleep. In fact, what it actually does, it works harder at night when you are asleep. It reboots the whole body, the whole system, sending all sorts of messages to other parts of the organs to function more. For
Okay.
example, Sandeep goes, just before he goes to bed, he decides to have a big tub of ice cream. He's craving for sugar ice cream, yeah, or hot chocolate.
My
He has
type.
that. Yes, he has that, and then the brain's like, oh my God, what did you do, Sandeep? Now I've got to have work extra. Now the poor liver obviously is impacted. So the brain sends the messages to the liver, telling the liver, you need to, Mr. Liver, Sandeep has had a tub of ice cream. You need to produce more insulin. If the liver does not get that message, or there is a misconnect in some way, then your health will start deteriorating. Okay? So this is how important our brain function works. So let us move and now discuss about how is the mental wellness being impacted. How does our brain as individual, how does it impact, it gets impacted, and then it climbs the ladder where you don't want to go, uh, into this negative space, an unhappy state. So as individuals, we are impacted on three simple levels. I kept it very simple. We are impacted on a personal level, we are impacted on a professional level, and we are impacted on a physical level. These are the three ways our bodies get impacted. So on a personal level, it will be grief, breakup of a relationship, uh, going through some fights, abuse, okay? And then on the professional level, of course, it comes the career growth, issues at work, being impacted, financial. Then on the physical part is health related. So alcoholism, for example, terminal illness, or not keeping healthy and exercising and becoming obese and so on. So then these three areas, personal, professional, physical, the three P's being affected, leads to starting to have you start to have stress. That is at zero level. Then you ignore it, you're like, okay, move on, because our life is full of stress, yeah, every day. Going to the supermarket to buy, the groceries just become stressful. So, these stress levels at different dimensions start building up. So that will move up uh, from level 0. Then it turns into a depression, and then anxiety, panic attacks, and then you have unfortunate suicidal thoughts, and then all these levels move up a notch and also develop disorders. For example, sleeping disorder. When you're highly stressed or very worried, you will get into a sleeping disorder pattern. Phobia, fear. If you personally, if you've gone through a trauma, you will have PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome disorders. So you will develop fear phobia. And if these phobias are not addressed, it leads to uh, a disorder slowly taking over your body. So I will give you another example, but this is on the not on the psychological wellness side, the physical wellness side. Yeah, to compare it, what would happen? Let's say you are a borderline diabetes, and you don't take care of yourself, and you've been informed, it for many years, you're borderline, you should watch what you eat and have the quantity and the quality, or you're going to move to the next stage, which will be the different levels of diabetes, mild, and then after that severe. So it's the same as your mental wellness. And if that is not addressed, it moves from the zero level stress, then depression, and then anxiety, and then suicidal thoughts, and more, just different types of disorder. So what we do in AMAL is the first level, where we counsel people who do not require therapy and prescriptive medication. When if you do not attend to your wellness at that level, it moves to the next level, where it becomes a level that you require medical interventions, like the same as the diabetes. When you don't help yourself in stage number 1, then you will have to start taking insulin and go through a series of medical treatments that would affect different parts of your organs in your body. So this is simply how our mental state works. If you do not attend to it, it will take you somewhere that, and it doesn't not only take you as an individual, it impacts all the people around you. So if you have a heart problem, yes, it will impact your family. They'll feel sad because you have this issue. But when you go through a mental wellness state, depression, anxiety disorders, it impacts everybody around you. So this is why this is something that has to be addressed, should have been addressed. And I know our community here in the UAE are becoming much more stronger, more agile, more resilient, and this is the way to be. We have to empower each other to have a powerful mental wellness state.
Fantastic, Ms. Naila. Now, we have this pandemic around us, right? And this started since March, and then it carried on to April, May, June, July, August, and now we are sitting in October. Things are looking better, positive, but there's still a lot of skepticism is there. And during this long period of pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
we hear a lot of different cases of mental wellness related issues have emerged. Some are new, some are historic ones. So
Mm-hmm.
just throw a light on, what kind of mental health issues that have come up, or mental wellness issues that have come up for last 6 7 months, and how to take remedies or corrective actions, or how to take precautions, or how to go about managing them.
First of all, everybody feels, which I completely agree. I'm not judging in the community that the pandemic has brought in a lot of disaster, a lot of issues that it's taken us down. Yes, but I think it's God's way of sending messages and opportunities for us. The pandemic has also brought good things. But today we will focus on the things, the experience that we've had in the past 8 months. So there has been very extremely sad cases that have risen in the past, in this year in particular, and maybe these cases were there already, but because of the pandemic, it has emerged and starts floating around for people to see. So with job loss, financial loss, business loss, all sorts of uh, states of levels of depression have come, insecurities have come. It has impacted relationships to extent where there has been fatalities. The number of suicide attempts that has risen this year is phenomenal. I'll share a story of a lady that I read up. I have read up. Sorry about that. This is what happens on a Saturday morning when you have your kids running around in the house. So I've read up a story where a lady who had contracted the virus earlier this year. There were 8 people in the house: her husband, her kids, her brothers, her mother, and father. All 8 members of the family contracted positive COVID. When she got well, she on her second day back to work, she gets terminated. A day after her termination, unfortunately, she gets into a very, very big tragic car accident. So you see, if you look at this one case, the people who have lost their jobs only, or have gone through different things, we can't undermine who's doing worse than the other, but it's always good to see what's happening on the other side in order to support the yourself as an individual to be more positive. I could take so long and tell you the types of issues that we've had, but I wouldn't say that it is specific to stress or depression. There are different types of things. Some people have developed disorders as well, because depending on how long they have been having stress unattended, depression unattended, and then also some of the people we've noticed have relapsed. So they were okay, but an event or two they have tucked away in their subconscious mind has come forward during this pandemic and this pandemic has woken up those issues. So yes, Sandeep. So it's quite varied and sad to see this. But also, I
I'll share,
applaud the people who have come out to take help.
yeah. I'll share some, very concerning statistics here. And this is worldwide statistics provided by the WHO and some of the leading research organization that um, world over, approximately more than 65% of the adults have reported that their mental well-being has been negatively impacted.
How many?
65%, and which was around 32% was in March. So you can say approximately it has doubled. Then approximately 38% of the people, they have expressed their sleeping disorders, 42% eating disorders, 12% substance abuse, and around 8 to 12% as a worsening chronic disorder.
Yes, that this is worldwide, correct?
Yeah, this is worldwide
Yeah,
statistics.
these numbers are definitely making sense. And 1 out of 10, maybe before, because we didn't have stats when you said that, we didn't have trusted statistics, and it was not an issue, so it was quite random. But I think a lot of WHO and a lot of other organizations, statistic organization, are focusing on sending out surveys in tapping into this, and this number makes more sense now.
And the worst part is around 60 to 70% across the world, people are saying they are facing the mental, we can say, I'm not saying illness, but wellness part of facing isolation, the feeling of isolation. And it's a growing
This is
concern.
by the way, Sandeep, this is right what you said. This is an illness. This is an illness, and yes, we have to exactly tag that. We are not feeling well. When you have a bad stomach pain, you don't sleep at night, correct?
Obviously.
Yeah. When you have an itch, a rash, you don't sleep at night. You're busy scratching yourself. And therefore, when you are psychologically impacted, you are not, it becomes an illness. You're not feeling well. But what do? We don't do anything about it. We let the illness grow. And then a little cough, a little sneeze, a little itch, you're rushing to the hospital.
There's one more statistic. It says that during May to July, and there is an increase of around 30 to 40% cases of anxiety and depressive disorders, which is a growing concern, because we have seen that people are talking about the second wave. People are talking about again isolation, and there's a lot of anxiety being built up on the people, and which you very rightly said that because of the past, illness has started becoming chronic.
Yeah,
And you rightly said that illness, yes. So I'm saying that if I can come out, and many others, hundreds and thousands of people have come out from the closet and saying, hey guys, I have a problem called alcoholism, I have a problem of depression, I have a problem of depressive disorder, or, I faced with something called OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Yes. And I've come out and I've sought help, and I've gone with the counseling. I've been associated with the associations like Alcoholics Anonymous. I feel much better. What I was around 15 years before and what I am now is phenomenal difference. I don't drink, I don't do substance abuse, I don't smoke. I don't. I'm living an absolutely healthy life.
Mm-hmm.
This could happen only because of I have come out from the closet by recognizing that I have an illness. I have a sickness, I have a problem. But if person like me, if I continue hiding in my closet, saying, "Oh God, oh my God, what my the neighbors will say, oh my God, what my friends will say, what my society will say, how the people will react, my employers will react," then I'm compounding the problem. I'm compounding the problem, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger, and it is going to come out in a major disastrous form after some time.
So this illness, it drags you and everybody with you down. Versus if you have, another physical medical illness. Now you said something that coming out forward and the barriers. Let's talk about the barriers of why people don't come. You've clearly indicated cultural barrier, shame, embarrassment, what will people say and all that. Okay. The other
Guilt.
barrier is if they do come out, and seek for help, where do they go and get help from? The consultancy associations, centers that we have around are very expensive.
Yep.
So today or even earlier, forget about, I'm not going to talk about 2020. I mean, because these things only emerged now. 60-70% of the people who have suffered extremeness in 2020 have had prehistory of depression, stress, and all that. When earlier also, when they had jobs and everything was more sustainable, it's not affordable, it is not reachable, and then the other barrier is lack of awareness. They don't know what to do. So these are the three barriers that we are facing today: is the cultural barrier, accessibility to support, and then the hush hush about this. Therefore, there is no awareness. So this is what has come. This is the positive part of 2020.
Okay, one more thing.
Allowing these things to emerge for us to truly address this.
Right. One more thing I would like to, highlight what you just said about, how many people are affected because of one suffering mental, ill person or, sick person, right? We need to recognize that very, very openly today. In today's World Mental Health Day, if we don't come out and say that, yes, hey guys, I have a problem with sickness, then we're not going to do justice to this mental health day. Now, the statistics again have shown that every one person who is doing a substance abuse, be it alcoholics or a drug addict or any kind of other kind of a substance abuse, every person affects minimum 10 to 15 people around its surroundings. Now just imagine one person affecting every 10 to 15 person in surroundings. I'm talking about if a person is, say, husband, his wife, affecting his wife, his mother, his, neighbor, his friends, hundreds of people, all around. And what kind of a, negative impact the one individual is creating. And just imagine if you've got millions of people all around the world, how many people are getting affected adversely, negatively. That we need to acknowledge as a society. We need to acknowledge as a society and as employers also, organizations also, government also, that this is serious concern. Just by publishing and saying that, hey guys, we have opened 3 counseling centers is not going to help the people who are suffering from this mental illness.
Absolutely. So this is a really broad. This is a very interesting topic that I enjoy to talk about. For example, when you go to good size organization, a well set up organization, what do? They the best of the best organization. Let's aim that as an example. They have people who have gone for first aid training. So you have first aiders in case somebody has a cardiac arrest or is injured in the office or something. You have a station where there's a first aider, so they invest in that. But for somebody who got hurt, faints, but we don't have qualified people or team members who are trained to support their team and understanding how to promote and uh, and basically watch out for the red flags. So a lot of organizations, Sandeep, are now have woken up to this. Still in a unstructured form of doing this, but people are starting to go down this, uh, understanding the seriousness of addressing wellness.
I've got a friend, there's one gentleman who's attending this event called Dinesh, and he just pointed out a very, very pertinent, he made a statement, and which I would like to read. The counselors should slowly lead their patient towards a spiritual way of life. I believe that's where the permanent answer is.
That is one answer, Dinesh. But each individual have their own belief. They want to lead. They want to go lead. If they're spiritual people in nature, they're religious. They do meditation. But as counselors, we are very mindful to respect people, the clients' principles and values. I agree with you. There should be a large component of spirituality in wellness, because that's where you find peace and calmness. But as well, which leads me to the next topic, Dinesh, it is important to remember a lot of other components that that become tools that you need in order to get to that wellness space.
He has made one more comment that he said, yes, Naila, Dinesh, Bukan, that yes, Naila, people don't acknowledge that they have a problem in the first place. The recovery starts the moment I'm going to acknowledge myself that I have a problem. I will not recover. My process of my recovery will never start unless I own up a problem, my issue. Like if I say that, yes, I have a problem called alcoholism, I have a problem of addiction, I have a problem of depression, I have a problem of OCD or PTSD. Till such time I don't do that, don't recognize, and I don't take my first step towards seeking help, the recovery process is not going to start. So again, we come to the point zero again, that the problem, the answer to this or solution to the problem is we need to come out of the closet. We need to come out of our closed rooms. We need to come out of our dark alleys that, hey guys, I have a problem. Okay, I need help. And there are institutions and NGOs like yourself.
But Sandeep, this problem is more in the Asian world.
Yep.
Because of our culture, because of our upbringing.
No. The statistics I have shown, 70% of that is in United States of America, by the way.
So then, in our case, it will be 100% then.
We are around 5-10%, a little bit more, but don't undermine that. US and countries are less than us.
We have our culture is very beautiful, and it's also tied with our religion.
Right.
And our spiritual belief. And our traditions, which we are all, very
proud of.
Proud of, yes. But sometimes we get pulled onto one side so much that we are not able to connect with our internal self.
And sometimes, being proud about The culture, the religion and all, sometimes it can become a barrier for you to owning up, to coming out from that closet. Okay, now let's go to our next talk, discussion, that how do we achieve the positive mental wellness.
So first of all, depending on the level of stress, is that they should level of stress and circle of support that they would have, is important that they break barriers. We've talked about this quite a lot in today's call, and to come out, as you say. You need to allow the captain of the ship, I call it, the cerebrum, to reboot and be able to help the body cope and be healthier.
That means coming back to the same. That means the journey starts from the self, because
Yes.
cerebrum is
Yeah,
mind.
it's all about
Mind is
you.
mind.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
all about you driving yourself to that wellness state. Uh, so allowing the captain of the ship to have its nutrients. How? Through sleeping. As much, I would say, there are certain types of food also used as nutrients uh, to uh, to uplift your mental wellness, or to provide nutrition, eating healthy, and avoid dementia and mental decline. Food that is rich with omega, for example. So that is another piece that we have. You have vitamin C every day, a tablet to avoid having a cold. So these are the other things that you could do for your wellness, for the cerebrum. If you don't like those types of food, then you can have supplements to replace them. You, a lot of people says exercise is good. We have to exercise to keep healthy and stuff like that. It's important to understand why. Exercise is a mode where you let out toxins from your body through this excess energy and removing negativity. This is what exercise does. Forget about it being healthy, and this, of course, it leads to healthiness. But this is the why. Nobody understands the why. They tell you the how. So removing negativity. How do you feel, Sandeep, when you go to play badminton, or you go on a jog, or you go up and down the stairs and 30 times and do a 10-minute exercise? You feel good, yeah?
Yep.
Even if it's once in a blue moon.
Yes.
Yeah. So the message is you feel good because the brain is sending you the message of feeling good. It's telling you, oh, thank you. I needed that. I needed to take that toxin out of my body. But people don't understand that. You have to give yourself that 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes. You send messages for 3 hours a day. You're on the phone for 8 hours a day through your app. So as the same way where you should spend 15 minutes a day attending to your to prayers and spiritual interventions, you spend your 10 minutes for the exercise. The other thing important is our social setup, our friends, interacting with people. This helps us stimulate our brains, makes us happy to be able. And by the way, when you have a good network, a quality network, I'm talking about friends, family, neighbors, colleagues, that is already a part of counseling, because amongst your friends, you will find that one or two people that you can open up and talk to about these things and release those things. So, but again, culture will come in and tell you shouldn't be talking about these things, you shouldn't be making friends with these people. So again, you have to break your internal barriers in creating that pool of um powerful uh, people that you love, that you're able to kind of have that happiness and create that social well-being. Uh, yes, these are the things, Sandeep, that I think people need to know.
Fantastic. Now, before we go into understanding about Amal, I'm really interested to know about it because a lot of people are talking about it and the kind of amazing value addition you are doing for the community, and that's unprecedented, I can say. But I would like to again give a shout to all those people who are hearing this, and if you have got any problem issues with regard to the mental illness or a challenge or issues, don't hold yourself. Come out of the closet. Own up. If a person like me can recover from a episode of alcoholism, okay, addiction, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, 15 years of phenomenal journey, the phenomenal, positive vibration I've seen, an amazing life which I'm leading, I'm sure you also can have it that. But the first step is you need to take. It's you who has to come out from the closet and then say that I have a problem. And don't hide yourself. If you got a problem, just come out and seek help. There's a lot of organizations, non-profit organizations are there. And in UAE, we have got this Amal, and come out and say, hi, hello, call them up and say that I have a problem. I would like to have a session with you. And it's free of cost. The best thing is, you can go and talk to them. The counselors are there, the hundreds of counselors are there, and you can speak to them, and everything is spoken in a very, very extremely confidential manner. Nobody's going to talk about you, and nobody's going to say, I reveal your identity. You got, hey, this guy came. And everything is in a confidential manner, in a closed setting, in a respectable settings, and you can come and speak to them. And now, before we, know more about Amal, a brief, we'll take a quick half a minute break, and we're back. So let's hear from Naila, founder and chief counselor of Amal. I like the tagline, counseling for a better tomorrow. And let's
So,
hear
thanks,
what you
Sandeep.
guys are
This
doing.
was a fun session overall. Yeah. So, I will first of all, I would like to thank our viewers today and the viewers that will be watching the recorded session. Ali, Dinesh, Dina, Saraswati. By the way, Saraswati, I didn't get it wasn't able. I see the interactions, but yes, totally agree. Dinesh, the back and forths of mental well-being, in your opinion, are well said. So, AMAL Counseling for a Better Tomorrow was born in June. We're just 4 months old. We operate with a beautiful set of 11 volunteers. We grew with 2 people all the way today. We are going to be 4 months old in a few days, and to 11 people in these 4 months. And we don't have hundreds of counselors, Sandeep, not yet. I hope that we don't grow that big, because what is special about us is that we are really intimate and we're small. And the smaller we are, I feel, we are able to tap in and truly fulfill the purpose. I feel when you become too big sometimes, you end up forgetting why you started this initiative in the first place. You know how things become, yeah? So we have 4 counselors, and we're a total of 4 counselors, and the rest of the team are executives who help us with the social media, branding, strategy. We have ambassadors as well who are leading this wonderful cause. and we uh, we have contact details. If Sandeep, if you can kind of put it on a banner, the contact details of AMAL and and our sites, that would be good to share it across to everybody. Or I can also type it here on the chat, but I don't think I have access to the chat. So so this is what we are all about in AMAL, and we're out here to support the people. We are a non-profit, and we have a sustainable plan, offering our people packages of wellnesses. When I say packages, it's not amounts that people would charge, like 400, 100, 300, 1000 for consultancy. We have a very small registration fee that we would charge to just keep the initiative to grow. And also our next step is to kind of create a website. So whatever small amount of money that comes in, we will pump it in creating this website. So yes, this is all the good stuff that we're doing. Happy to share it with my community. And thank you, Sandeep, for inviting us. And looking forward to connecting with the viewers. Dinesh, Raswati, do follow us, Anwar, and spread the word, please. Be our ambassadors and spread the word, because as a community, we should empower each other, and leading to you know. A stronger dynamic society with a positive thinking, well people.
Thank you, Ms. Naila. Your any message to, especially to the organizations? A lot of at times, many a times, the organization can help. You know, um, to come out people from the closet, um, to create a framework where, and it will be a great idea that Amal can connect with the organization all across the UAE and connect with them and say that you can provide the professional help for the employees as well. So, any message to the employers?
Yes, we are. We in fact we're running one of our first webinars, to corporate webinars for one a very very big events company. Next week, we're very very excited. The HR person that is has come up and step forward to supporting her people, is very switched on, and understands the need of this. And we are, as AMAL, tapping into different organization to champion their employees and their leaders in not just being first aiders, but being wellness aiders.
Thank you, Ms. Naila. And again, thank you for coming out and speaking about the mental wellness and positive wellness today today, the 10th of October, World Mental Health Day. And we wanted from the Global Society of Human Capital Management for this event to be held up, because the lot of employers are there, a lot of HR professionals are there who can help out to their employees, rather than creating a stigma out of it and creating a barrier, and creating an environment that encourages people to come out and speak about and acknowledge that they have a problem and go for a professional help, which is okay in today's world. Naila, she is not only founder and chief counselor of Amal. She wears a lot of hat. She's a board member. She has been an exceptional HR leader, CHRO and HR director of a couple of the major companies across the world, and she is also the chairperson of Global Society of Human Capital Management annual award, the Global Award, which we have just recently launched. Thank you, Ms. Naila. And from Global Society of Human Capital Management, we wish you all the luck to you and Amal, counseling for the better tomorrow. I like the tagline a lot. And we hope to have a couple of more sessions in future, which will add significant value to the people, society, organization, government, and individual together. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sandeep. Thank you for making this happen, and thank you for sharing your personal story uh, and experience, which actually expresses your level of wellness today.
Thank you so much.